I'm still talking about the path forward. The path forward. How do we deal with this political instability in Zimbabwe? As I've been telling you, that fundamentally the problem is that we have got a political party, which is the ruling party, okay, which is being controlled by people in the military and in the Central Intelligence Organization, who have invested all of their eggs in this ruling party's one party state kind of idea. You know, we are a one party state that is pretending to be a multi-state democracy. And I've been telling you that the answer to that is to understand what ZANU-PF is, to rethink, reimagine ZANU-PF. Now I'm talking to the people that run the country. I'm talking to the millionaires and billionaires that fund ZANU-PF. Understand? I'm talking about the people in the military that have got military power. I'm talking to the people in the Central Intelligence Organization that have got, that keep the information, that keep the integrity of the nation. Now here's the thing. Your mistake number one is thinking that politically, to drive the country politically forward, you need to use ZANU-PF and ZANU-PF only. That is a problem. You need to understand that if ZANU-PF is the only thing that the people are looking at some point that only thing is not always going to be right. It will be wrong. It will make errors. People will have other ideas. So what you need is an opposition. Okay. Now, that opposition is going to be against the ruling party, so that when the people decide, I'm teaching you how to govern. Do you understand? I am teaching you how to govern, so please listen. The reason why you have an opposition, people in the CIOs, people in the military, the reason why you need an opposition if you want to govern 15 million people is so that when the people are dissatisfied with the ones that are in power, or that's the authorities, they will have a voice to express their unhappiness through an opposition political party that will oppose the ruling party, not opposing the military, not opposing the CIOs, not opposing the police, not opposing Joko, but just opposing those that are in this political party that is ruling. I'm teaching you a very important lesson on governance, even though I'm not the government, but you are the government, at least for now. Now, holy is the Lord. When you have got an opposition party, all right, the people who are dissatisfied, they support the opposition party. Then you go to elections, the ruling party loses and the opposing party wins. Now, the role of the military and the CIO and the police is to ensure that the political environment, all from campaigning, formation of parties to the elections, is free and fair. Do you know why? Because the CIO, the role of the police and the Central Intelligence Organization and the military is to ensure that the integrity of the sovereign, you understand, is intact. You do not do that by saying that integrity of the sovereign is in one party. That is mistake number one. No, it's not in one party. You mustn't do that. You must have a second option. Learn from the Americans, the ones that give you sanctions. Learn from them. when you have got an opposition party, even that opposition party is even under the auspices of the military, the CIO, and the police. So that even if it wins, it doesn't matter, because it's not the Americans that are winning, it is the opposition party. Alright, that is winning against that ruling party. The opposition party becomes the ruling party. As the opposition party rules, that one that lost is now the official opposition until the next election. We can have third party or fourth party, doesn't really matter, as long all of those parties are within that framework of Zimbabwe. Now, the problem that you have, you guys in the CIO and the military, because you invested all your eggs in ZANU-PF, what happens now is that you begin to buy into the ZANU-PF propaganda. Let ZANU-PF campaign on its own, without you, without the military, without the police, without the CIOs. You now begin to call opposition leaders like maybe like the CCC now, or MDC. You say that they are agents of the West. Are you not agents of the Chinese? Are you not agents of the Russians? But you know that that's narrow-minded thinking. You know that is not true. Okay, it's not true. Even if the CCC were to be pro-American and even sponsored by American money, we do know that that does not mean recolonization and reversing the gains of independence. Maybe reversing the gains that of your stolen funds. Maybe. Yeah. But not the gains of independence. But in any case, if you were to accept the CCC within the framework of Zimbabwe and begin and orient them into that framework, you know, and let go of this distrust, you know. American influence is okay, just like Chinese influence is okay, just like Russian influence is okay. Influence to countries like us, you know, frontier markets, influence from big countries is going to happen. You have to expect it. You can't say that we don't want foreign funding in political parties when you yourselves are being funded by the Chinese. Are you crazy? No, man, that's just propaganda. Influence from other countries is going to happen, okay, one way or the other. The Americans will seek to influence, and they will influence. It's okay. Just like the Chinese seek to influence, and they're influencing, and it's okay. It's okay. But you have got to know who you are as Zimbabwe, first of all. Before the Americans, before the Chinese, before the Russians come in, you yourselves need to define yourself, who you are. You yourselves. They understand who you are. So that it doesn't matter whether there's a party that is backed by the Americans, backed by the Russians, backed by whoever, whichever wins, but they are still Zimbabwean. Don't tell me, if the Zimbabweans are fools, you are going to go into war. You're going to have a Russia versus United States war happening in your country, killing your own people, whilst the Russians and the Americans are safe in their nice cities. Because you will be fools. You will be foolish to accept that you are brothers. And if you know that you are brothers and this is your country, even if Nelson Chamisa becomes the president, if you people like talk to each other, I know that you are afraid of being arrested. You must be able to talk with, to be in that understanding that you are in it together. Then you will keep yourself. In fact, you cannot do anything beyond the ordinary, because the military and the Central Intelligence Organization will still be the background power or the shadow power. It doesn't matter who really is president. You know, now when you begin to think in terms of those lines, you will not have war. You will not fear that, if CCC comes into power, uphelile ngathi. No, akuphelanga. You still have a life. You still your country. This whole politics of saying pasina ninki is just that is what the foreign sponsors wanted to say. You can say Pasina Chamisa in the same breath. You cannot say Pasina Iti. Pasinaye for what? Where do you want him to go? This is their country. You understand? This winner takes all mentality, that is what your foreigners want you to think. Because the foreign countries don't mind us fighting and killing each other, and then they come and take over everything because we will be dead. But because of our foolishness, we will accept death, we will accept war and fight each other instead of coming together. Let me give you advice. The people that are the chefs, the so-called banana chefs in ZANU-PF. Let me give you advice. This is what you must do. You must approach opposition parties and sponsor them. Understand? Sponsor their campaigns. Understand? And be part of their growth story. To understand? So that when they're in power, you are the ones who empower them. You are the ones who put them in power. Right now, ED must be sponsoring Nelson Chamisa's campaign. Yes. So that if Chamisa wins, ED also has got, like, can say, oh, I put you in power, I've got shares in you, and then Chamisa will be tolerant of you. In fact, it should be happening the same way in all the other parties. If people are starting political parties, businessmen must be bankrolling those parties. People that are in power, people that are even in ZANU-PF, you should be sponsoring other parties, other rival parties. You should diversify. That is how you run a country. Do you see the Americans? You must always learn from the Americans, man, you people. The bankers in America, or the guys across all industries, you know, they will sponsor all parties. You understand? It doesn't matter who wins. They will still have influence. That is the whole idea. The reason why you guys are afraid of CCC is because you are afraid of losing relevance. The way that you keep relevance is make sure that you are politically invested across the political spectrum, such that it will not matter who wins. Because remember, when you win elections, you are winning the majority vote, in which we are saying that your ideas, your ideology, people are buying into it. Because there's more people who buy into it, you win that election, you begin to lead us. Do you understand? It doesn't mean that if I am selling bread, okay, and if ZANU-PF gets out of power, I will stop selling bread. No, I will still be selling bread. You understand? So, if the government is working for local businesses, it doesn't matter which government is in power, it has to work for local business. It has to work for local industries, commerce, local education, local whatever. You understand? So we need all to be diversified and invested in each other. Invest in ZANU-PF, invest in CCC, invest in MDC committee, invest in invest in my party, invest in SEDA. I've got a small party too. The reason why I started the party is because I don't believe other people know what they're doing. If I knew, if I believe that ZANU-PF is doing the right thing, I would be a member of ZANU-PF. If I believe that CCC actually has got anything to offer on the table, I'll be running behind Nelson Chamisa. I don't think it's got anything on the table to offer. I think it just got a lot of supporters, yes. But I don't think it's got any ideas. The supporters that he has, yes, because those are Morgan Tsvangira's people. But him and his guys, like, what are they going to do? I don't see anything. Even ZANU-PF, I don't see anything. When I look at myself, I see stuff. So invest in me as well. Not just me, and others as well. And see what I'm doing. I expect Zimbabwe's businessmen to be following me and my people and my SEDA party, asking us, you guys, we have got a new party, we like you, what are you planning? How are you gonna go forward? Here is money. Do you have offices? We don't have offices. Here is money for the office. Here is cars. Rich people like Takure, the one that is the one that beat is always behind. And other guys in Zimbabwe that make money, businessmen. You must be calling me and asking me, we hear you talk on YouTube. What are you talking about? What plan do you have for Zimbabwe? What do you need to do? You see, I'm a waiter in a small little thing, yet I've got ideas of getting the country forward. And you think that now, man. Don't make me laugh. And you think that I'm not being away. The time when God has already elevated me, I'll be too expensive to touch. Do you understand what I'm talking about? I'm giving you investment advice. You invest in startups in first round sitting before they are at the stock exchange and they're trading at 10,000 times earnings, and they were too expensive to handle. Holy is the Lord. Now, I'm trying to change the political culture in our country from being tense, to being, oh, okay, what ideas have you got? Okay, let's see what you're doing. Okay, let's throw money at them and see how it grows. Let's throw money at all these young boys that are coming up with parties and see what's gonna come out. Whatever comes up, comes up. Do you understand? You know, people like Emmerson Mnangagwa right now must be sponsoring different parties. People like Emmerson Mnangagwa must be thinking of resigning and running the country from the background. Do you understand? For me now, as I see the nation, the most powerful person in that country is Chiwenga actually. Emmerson might be president, but the real power is with Chiwenga now as I've seen it. Even if I look spiritual. People like Chiwenga must now be investing in all the other parties. General Chiwenga, there's a strategy of how you can avoid this war. Invest in everybody else around. Create an environment where everybody, all of them, that they are yours, they are boys, all of them. Nobody's above you. Finish and clap. You know, I'm expecting the strive myself to be looking at the political field and seeing all of us as potentials to take the country forward. Invest in us is what's starting these political parties. There's a few political parties that I see that are small, that are mushrooming. Put money into them. Have meetings with them. Ask them, why are you doing politics? Where are you taking the country for? Put money in them, support them, put them on TV, put them in the newspapers, put them around, and let the people of Zimbabwe decide who they want to vote into power. In that way, you will stabilize the country, because the people, remember, you need to manage the people. The 15 million people are an animal that needs to be well managed. If you do not manage that animal very well, you will lose the plot. ZANU-PF failed to manage that animal very well. That is why now they are losing the plot. Do you understand? What you call ZANU-PF, as I told you, that is not real ZANU-PF, it's the military and the CIO. They should have just dumped that name, that brand name ZANU-PF a long time ago. A long time ago, when Morgan Tsvangirai came up, they should have let Tsvangirai to become the president. But because they were short-sighted, and Robert Mugabe thought that being president is something that really is up there. No, it's not. Having influence is important, but having influence doesn't mean that you have to be the president. You understand? We need to change our culture from the president is got all the executive powers to the place where the president is just like a class monitor who writes names of noisemakers. That's where we should get to. In that way, you will have young people as presidents. This thing that the president must be 40 years and above, that law must be scrapped. We must start maybe at 21 or 23. Okay. 21 is the legal age. I mean, what's the legal age? Is 18. But at least 21 will say, to become president of Zimbabwe, you must be at least 21 years old. And that way, I can also stand for next year's election to become the president of Zimbabwe. Me too. Because I am 36 now. And next year I'll be 37. 3 years short of this illegal law, which must be changed. The parliament must change that law before next year's elections. The president, at least, if 21 is too young for you, at least 25 or at least 28, somewhere there, so that I can be able to compete next year and win the election and become the next president of the Republic of Zimbabwe. I don't play. Holy is the Lord. I don't play. I don't need to play games. We're here to change and transform not only Zimbabwe but the whole world. Okay, the whole world. Now, invest in us, invest in all of these young people that are starting political parties. And you guys in ZANU-PF, when Chris Mutswanga and all those guys, stop holding on to power through ZANU-PF positions. That's not power. Real power is influence, soft influence, not a position. This thing of think you cannot be voted into power. Let me tell you, you are powerful whether they voted for you or they don't vote for you. That is power. Right now, let us who are seeking, who are young, looking for votes, let us come into the picture. Do you understand? Let us be the ones that go to parliament. And you guys who fought the war, relax in the farms. Relax. Influence us. Use your money. Give us your money. And when we're in power, we will make sure that you are fine. You are well taken care of. You are our fathers. You understand? Emerson Mnangagwa was my father, and Chiwenga. These are our fathers. I must respect them. Don't think otherwise. Respect our fathers. No, doesn't matter what they have done. Okay. The part of the failure is because our fathers do not recognize that you cannot be going to the farm to farm. We are 8 years old. Let the young boys go to the farm to do the farming. What am I saying? That like oh you're an old man, you're staying in the rural areas. You wanna be the one who's gonna milk the cows. When we have got Bazukuru at home, let the 7, 9 year, 10-year-old Bazukurus go and milk the cows. Sit in a stool there in the kitchen, there next to the fire. He say, hey boys, go and milk the cows. Yeah. Open for the goats. Yeah. Go and fetch water. You girls, go and fetch water. Go and look for firewood. Whilst you are sitting and you're drinking your mkomboti there in your house. That's what the Chiwengas and Mnangagwas must be doing. Sitting down, telling us what to do when we'll be running around. Do you understand? Let the young people run the country, whilst the older people are just like sitting back and giving moral direction and moral and financial direction. And in Ngqondo. That is how we're gonna build a successful Zimbabwe. Not this whole thing, fighting nonsense. That is why we're all liars. Now, people of Zimbabwe have trained to be liars, thieves and liars because they don't trust each other. Because of poverty mentality. Relax, it's your country, don't steal. Why do you steal from yourself? It's your country. That's why I am against this thing of saying that people are corrupt or people are thieves. You cannot be a thief in your own country. I mean, it's yours. I mean, I can't come at my house and start stealing sugar. It's mine. It's mine. So Zimbabweans, all of you, your country is yours. You can't be a thief in your own country. What you mustn't do now is think, oh, so I'm going to take the whole sugar. Nobody else is going to have breakfast today. All the sugar is for me today, tomorrow, and the next week, and next month, and next year. When you put it, sends more sugar from Johannesburg. It comes there from with the Malaicha 5 kg. You take all of it is yours. Nobody else must have sugar except for you. Coffee is yours. They must come and beg you and kneel to you because you are the one who has got the keys to the storeroom. Everything you have stored in the storeroom. You know those people like that? They take all the food from Johannesburg to put in the storeroom and close. There's packets of biscuits. Their children are hungry the whole day because they said, yes, it must finish. It must be eaten. The wealth in Zimbabwe is ours. We must eat it. All of us. Don't come here and take everything. That's what they call corruption. That's why they call thieves. That's why I end up saying ZANU-PF thieves. ZANU-PF must go. You see, when you get to a place where people want to chase you from your own house, Relations have broken down, and the Lord sent me so that I can try to restore the relations, so that people can be sober-minded. You understand? Those that are too hot can cool down, and those that are very cold can be heated up a little bit, so that we can all work together into this new Zimbabwe, where we create platforms that work for all of us, serve all of us. There's no need to hurry, there's no need to steal, no need to be greedy, no need to be afraid. Understand? Sanitize the political environment. No need to be afraid that now that I've got a new party, I'm afraid of the CIOs. They're gonna come and take me in a car which has got no number plates and bury me in a shallow grave. Why? No. When somebody at a party talk politically, the CIOs must be like engaging, listening. What is he saying? Huh? What is his idea? Does it work or it doesn't work? Well, let's see how it's gonna go. If he succeeds, the country succeeds. If he fails, well, it's a failed project. Not this thing like that. We must keep ZANU-PF in power. What are the tangible benefits of keeping ZANU-PF in power perpetually? Because in a free market environment, in a free politic market environment, you will have the best ideas win and the ruining ideas wither away. So if you're Chris Mtwango, you are Chinamasa, you are Itimnangakwa, you are who else is still alive? Yeah, all those guys that fought the war and you are still alive. You want to see the best ideas take the country forward. You want to let go. You don't want to be like that mother. We've got an old son like me, and I can't get married because my mother's always gonna be around me like this. My son, no, he must get married. He's not a mama's boy anymore. He's a man. Since Zimbabwe is now old, it cannot be. You must just now begin to let go of certain things and run the country from the background. You must. When I create some Mtwanka now, you must be looking at who has got the best idea to take the country forward. Let's stop and listen and stop thinking. Let's stop telling them we fought a war. Let's let these young people that are the ones who are living, let them argue with each other. Sponsor all of us, even as we argue against each other. And in that environment, you do not mind who wins. You understand? You don't mind. You're just watching the match, having fun. Like whoever wins is on your side because you're on the side of everybody. That is the kind of a perfect political environment that the country needs. You understand? In fact, you should just disband. That name ZANU-PF has got bad connotations. You must disband it, break it down, break ZANU-PF into 3-4 pieces. Every piece must have a different name, so that we will have people from different places who either support or not support or whatever. Let's have nice politics. Do you understand? That's my vision for the country. That's my stage 1 vision. If you don't vote for me, at least do this for me. Okay. But it's not only for me, it's for you too. And your children. Children's children. My name is Ngobani Zondo, and I'm the next president of the Republic of Zimbabwe, with your help, obviously. And your money too, rich people. And your money too. Engage me, call me, and give me money. Okay. I've got need money to open an office. My boys need money to spend the whole day thinking about how do you take the country forward. To understand. And be invested in other people besides me as well. So that if I lose and they win, you still win. You hear what I'm saying about it? That is the perfect solution for Zimbabwe. There's more solutions in this head and on this channel. Therefore, subscribe, like, and share. Now share to those people with money, okay? So that when they listen, they call me and they send me cash. I'm not talking about money so that I can steal and have fun. No, I'm talking about cash for that is necessary for national building, for campaign purposes, for setting up our parties, for setting up even this dialogue. First of all, this dialogue with Zimbabwean political players and healing the nation, which is paramount. Number one, I don't want to compete in an environment that is toxic. We want to compete in an environment that is clean. So our first port of call, therefore, is cleaning the environment. Once the environment is clean, then I can talk about this, like competing with other people. For now, we're not in competition. For now, we are trying to fix this ailing nation. And the economy that is ailing is an indication of our state of mind as a whole nation. We fight because we believe that there are finite resources, yet they're actually infinite. We fight because we think that it is a winner takes all environment, yet we can create an environment where the winner and the loser both win. You hear what I'm talking about? This is the kind of vision that I have for the country. That's the kind of vision that I want you to rally behind. To understand, if you rally behind that vision, we can create this sanitized environment in our politics so that there can be growth. To understand, it's not about me, it's about the nation. So when I'm asking, no, I'm talking about your money, I'm just being crass, but the whole idea is that there is a financing that is needed to carry these ideas forward. I can't be holding a phone with my hand and think that that is all that it takes to change a nation. No, it's just, this is just the way it starts. But as it moves forward, it needs other investments and activities in other avenues. And these activities I'm not talking about activities of sabotaging the government. No, not at all. Activities of actually helping the government to get the picture, to see what's going on, to get the government to a place whereby we can all build a long-term sustainable environment. You hear what I'm talking about? So thank you very much for being patient and listening today. My name is Ngobani Zondo, and this is the Real Zondo Commission. Have a good night.